Welcome to my channel. Try to hear the latest story.
My girlfriend Lauren hit me with it over breakfast on a random Thursday morning in early June. We were sitting at the kitchen table in our apartment, the one we'd shared for 2.5 years, sunlight streaming through the window onto the half-eaten plates of scrambled eggs I'd just made. She was stirring her coffee longer than usual, staring into the mug like it held some big secret. "Jake," she finally said, voice quiet but steady, "I've been doing a lot of thinking about us. I think we should take some time apart. Just a pause, to make sure this is what I really want long term." I paused with my fork halfway to my mouth, feeling the words sink in slowly. We'd been talking about moving in together permanently, we already had, but more seriously, about getting engaged by the end of the summer. I'd even started looking at rings discreetly, saving up from my graphic design freelance gigs. Our anniversary trip to the lake cabin was booked for the long weekend, just 4 days away, a place I'd reserved back in April because it was her favorite spot from childhood. "A pause," I repeated, setting the fork down. "How long are we talking?" "I don't know exactly. A few weeks? A month? I just need space to clear my head without all the future pressure." She'd been distant lately, I realized in that moment, coming home later from her marketing job, glued to her phone during dinners, canceling plans to hang out with her new work friends more often. I chalked it up to stress from a big project at the office, maybe nerves about committing deeper. But this felt different. "Okay," I said, keeping my tone even. "If that's what you need, take the time." Her eyes widened slightly, like she'd braced for an argument. "That's it? You're just okay with it? You said you need space to think clearly." "I'm not going to stand in the way of that." She nodded slowly, then pushed back from the table. "I'll pack a bag tonight and stay with my sister Rachel for a bit. We can talk more later if you want." I helped her load the suitcase into her car that evening, the air thick with unspoken things. She gave me a quick hug, murmured something about how reasonable I was being, and drove off. The second her car turned the corner, I exhaled a breath I didn't know I'd been holding. Then I grabbed my phone and got to work. First thing Friday morning, I unfollowed her across every platform. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, even the shared Spotify playlists we had. I set my accounts to private where needed, so she couldn't peek in without requesting. A clean break digitally, at least from my side. Next, I called my brother Alex. He was single, always up for adventures, and we'd been close since kids. "Hey man," I said when he picked up. "You free for a long weekend starting tomorrow? I've got this lake cabin booked. Sleeps for, but it's just us if you're in. Kayaks, fishing, the whole deal." "Wait, isn't that the trip with Lauren? What happened?" "She needed some personal time, so I'm repurposing the getaway." "You game?" He hesitated only a second. "Hell yeah. Been ages since we did something like that. I'll pack tonight." "Cool. Pick you up at noon tomorrow." Lauren texted me that afternoon. "Hey, how are you holding up?" "Doing all right. Focusing on some me time stuff." "Like what?" "Just clearing my head. Same as you." She went quiet for hours, then, "Glad you're okay. Miss you a little already. I left it on read." Saturday rolled around, and things escalated quietly. Rachel called me while I was packing the cooler. "Jake, it's Rachel. Lauren's here and she's confused. She says you're acting way too calm about everything." "I'm respecting her request for space." "Ratch?" "Yeah, but she thought you'd be more, I don't know, upset? Trying to convince her otherwise? If she's unsure about us after 2.5 years, pushing her won't fix that." Rachel sighed. She's saying you're being cold. Like you don't care. I care enough to let her figure it out without pressure. A long pause. Okay, just be careful, all right? 20 minutes later, Lauren texted again. Rachel said you guys talked. Are you really fine with this pause? You asked for time apart. I'm giving it to you. We should probably set some ground rules, though. Like, is this an open pause? Are we allowed to see other people? I stared at the message, feeling a cold clarity settle in. She wanted the freedom without the fallout. Do whatever helps you think clearly. Lauren. That's not an answer. Right now, we're on a pause. You made that choice. I don't know play-by-play on my life. She called 3 times after that. I let them ring through to voicemail. The messages were long, her explaining that pauses don't mean total breakup, that we should communicate expectations, that she still cared deeply. I listened to the first one halfway, then deleted the rest. Sunday morning, Alex and I hit the road early. The drive to the lake was 3 hours, windows down, classic rock blasting. We talked about everything except Lauren, work, his latest failed dating app stories, my ideas for a new design portfolio. By the time we pulled up to the cedar cabin nestled in the pines, overlooking the glassy water, I felt lighter than I had in weeks. We spent the day kayaking, grilling burgers on the deck, skipping rocks like we were teenagers again. Alex cracked open beers as the sun dipped low, painting the sky orange. This place is incredible, he said, clinking his bottle against mine. You sure you're good? I mean, really? Better than I expected. Feels like breathing fresh air after being stuck inside too long. He nodded, didn't push further. That evening, after a swim in the cool water and a campfire going, I snapped a photo of us. Grinning, arms slung around each other's shoulders, the lake shimmering behind. Posted it to my Instagram stories and feed. Best weekend getaway with the best brother. Couldn't ask for more. Likes poured in fast. Friends commenting hearts, old college buddies saying it looked epic. Mutual friends with Lauren would see it. No doubt. By the time we turned in around midnight, my phone was vibrating nonstop in my pocket. I waited until I was in my bunk before checking. Lauren had blown it up. Happy anniversary weekend, I guess. Saw your post. Looks fun. Wait, you're at the lake cabin? With Alex? That's the trip we planned together. You took your brother instead? This feels pointed. Jake. Everyone's messaging me asking if we're okay, and my coworker saw the post and thought we broke up. You need to take it down or explain. This is immature. Please call me. I didn't mean for you to go without me. I miss you so much right now. This pause is harder than I thought. Maybe I made a mistake. Can we talk when you get back? I'm sorry that I love you. Please don't shut me out. I want to fix this. 28 messages. Timestamps stretching from 9 p.m. to after 2 a.m. I screenshot them all, turned the phone face down, and slept better than I had in months. Monday morning, we hiked a trail nearby, spotted deer, took more photos. Lauren tried calling twice. I declined both. Another string of texts begging to talk, saying she was ready to end the pause early. We drove home Tuesday afternoon, tanned and relaxed. I dropped Alex off with a fist bump and a promise to do it again soon. Wednesday morning, back in the apartment, the doorbell rang at 8:15. I knew who it was before opening. Lauren stood there, hair messy, eyes red like she hadn't slept well, overnight bag at her feet. Can I come in? We really need to talk. I stepped aside. She brushed past, set the bag down, turned to face me. About the cabin, about the post, about everything. What about it? You made it look like we're done. My parents called worried. Rachel's confused. Everyone thinks I got dumped. You asked for time apart 4 days before our anniversary trip. I gave you that time. I didn't mean for you to replace me with your brother and broadcast it. It was my reservation, Lauren. My weekend. You opted out. She paced the living room. I was overwhelmed with work and the idea of forever. I panicked and said something stupid. I don't want to pause anymore. I leaned against the counter, arms crossed. Do you still have doubts about us long term? She opened her mouth, closed it, looked away for a beat too long. That's what I thought. It's not black and white, Jake. Relationships are complicated. Not this part. Either you're all in or you're not. Tears welled up. Please, give me another chance. I'll cancel the pause right now. Too late. You needed clarity. I'm giving you permanent clarity. She cried harder then, pleading, promising therapy, date nights, anything. I listened, felt a pang of sadness for what we'd had, but mostly relief. Pack whatever you left and go, Lauren. We're done. The next few days were a whirlwind. She enlisted friends to reach out. Rachel texting apologies on her behalf, a couple mutual buddies asking if I was sure. I kept responses short. She wanted space. I gave it. Word spread anyway. People saw the cabin post, heard versions of the story. My aunt called Saturday. Heard from your mom that Lauren needed a break. Honey, you deserve someone certain. Turns out others had noticed things too. How Lauren often flaked on family events if something better came up. How she'd get moody if plans didn't center her excitement. Friends confessed later they'd worried she was taking me for granted. Sunday, she showed up again with coffee and pastries from our favorite bakery. Eyes hopeful. I accepted the food politely, then handed back the spare key she'd left. I'm changing the locks tomorrow anyway. Defeated, she left. Monday, I started untangling logistics. No ring yet, thank God. But shared streaming accounts, joint savings for the future house we talked about. I transferred her half back, closed IT at BY midweek. The real reason surfaced. A coworker of hers, someone I'd met at holiday parties, messaged me privately, "Hey man, sorry to butt in, but Lauren's been messaging this guy she dated briefly before you." Coworker from her old job who transferred back recently. Nothing happened physically that I know of, but she's been venting to him a lot, saying she felt trapped. Thought you should know. Clicked. The late nights, the phone secrecy. She'd wanted the pause to test waters elsewhere without losing the safety net that I thanked him, blocked Lauren everywhere permanently. The weeks since have been surprisingly peaceful. I picked up new design clients, started running mornings again, reconnected with friends I'd sidelined for couple plans. Alex and I grab beers Thursdays now, our new ritual. Mom says I sound happier on calls, less tense. She's right. Lauren tried a few more outreach attempts through others, always the same regret, the "I was scared" excuses. My answer stayed consistent. She got the space she asked for. Permanently. Sometimes people reveal exactly what they need, and the kindest thing, for both of you, is to let them have it without a fight. That I'm moving forward lighter, grateful I saw the truth before rings and vows locked it in. The lake air cleared more than just my head. It cleared my future.